Hello, crypto world. Welcome to the Chart Historian. My name is Justin, and on this channel, I delve deep into crypto charts, exploring chart structures, fractals, and patterns. In this video, I want to do a quick little update on the XRP chart. So with this latest move down that has taken place, this move right here, in my opinion, it could potentially open the door to this low right here, this B part where it comes down to a new low, potentially taking place over here. That would, in essence, put us back a little bit further in time. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, XRP has a macro repetitive structure. In this structure, you have bull runs, you have declines, and you have sideways range-bound times. We see over here, here's a bull run, here's a decline, a sideways range-bound time. Another one, a bull run, a decline, and we're working through a sideways range-bound time. If you go further back in time, it's the same story, same repetitive structure. Now, every time it plays out, it looks different, and that's because the timing, height, and depth is always going to be unique whenever a fractal repeats. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this sideways range-bound time, I split it up into three separate fractals. In fractal 1, you have two parts. Part A, where price moves up, it moves back down again, and then part B, where it goes flat. Well, over here, we see the same thing take place. Price moved up, it moved back down, and then it went flat. This time around, it played out in a shorter amount of time than it did this time. So the timing was different. The height, where this part moved up, was much higher, or higher at least, than this time. And the depth is going to be unique as well. The basic idea played out where price moved up and then moved back down. In part A, we see that over here as well. And then it kind of goes flat. We see that over here. So the basic idea played out, but the timing, height, and depth of it was different this time over here. In fractal 2, there are three waves, wave A, wave B, and wave C. We see that over here, wave A, wave B, and wave C. Again, the timing, height, and depth played out differently. In fractal 3 moves up to a peak, which is part A. It then declines, which is part B. It then recovers, does a smaller correction typically, and then it goes off into the bull run. So here we are in fractal 3. Price has moved up to a peak, which is part A. Now, it has been my belief, well, I won't say that I have been dead set on it, because in all my previous videos lately, I keep saying that it is possible that this could be part B. Now, it could even be over here. So if this is the case, it's going to put us back a little further in time. So we, in essence, wherever this B is, we would need to go through something similar to this, where price recovers, does a correction, and then it goes into the bull run. How long that takes to play out, again, that's going to be original, since the timing, height, and depth is going to be unique. Now, this potentially could drop even lower. Why do I say that? Let me show you on a smaller time frame what I'm talking about. So if we look at this structure right here, it does its first decline, it moves up, and then it does another leg to the decline. Well, I'm not saying that this is going to happen over here. We had this decline. Is it potentially doing something like this just over here? That is a possibility. I don't know. I don't know how low it would go either. You know, to argue the other side, it may not do that at all. It could stay above this and just kind of start going up. If it does that, I would say my previous video where I make the case that we have been following this structure over here is still at play. So this would be that structure, and I have gone through in my last two XRP videos how this structure aligns with the chart today. You can watch that video, my most recent video right here. So essentially, we would be doing something like this. Now, this move down, technically, it's part of this move down that the fractal suggests that should take place. This move down right here. Now, this is quite steep. It is possible that this is just a new iteration, the timing, height, and depth being different. So it could potentially technically go this low. If this is still following this, we should start seeing some confirmation that we are following this indeed and price begin to move up. Now, it could kind of take its time. It could do kind of something like this and then take off. We'll have to see how that plays out. But if it begins to make another low, another leg, like I showed you over here, lower, I would start entertaining the idea that this is either be over here or it could be here. If that is the case, we would want to see something akin to this. It's not going to look exactly like this, but it should do something vaguely similar where it recovers, does a smaller correction, and then it goes into the bull run. Of course, it hasn't gotten to that point yet, so at the moment, I want to see this chart further develop so things become a little clearer. All right, so I cleaned this chart up. Let's conclude. So with this current drop, to me, it opens the door to potentially this third range-bound fractal playing out on a little bit larger scale. We're still near the bull run. It's just a little further back. This drop, to me, is something that we should step back and let it develop, see what's going on, and then once the chart kind of shows us its hand, then we can take those clues and proceed. Just because we're at a moment of uncertainty doesn't mean that this repetitive structure is no longer working. It's no longer going to follow this repetitive structure. As you can see, it's followed it all the way up to this point. If you go further back in time, it's the same story. So this is not the end of history. We just need to sit back, let things play out, and things will become clear once again. They'll become obvious. Oh, that's how it's playing out. So until then, let's not get ahead of our skis, but let's remain open to how things end up developing. Are we approaching the low of this fractal? I don't know. We'll find out soon. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. If you found it helpful, it'd be much appreciated if you hit that thumbs up button. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you are not subscribed to this channel and you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, I recommend hitting that subscribe button. I'll continue to follow up on this chart as it continues to develop. I'm so glad you caught this video. I hope you catch my next one. Have a great day, and bye for now.